Hey, what's going on, guys? Ozark Objective. I'm here with my buddy. Spent 6 years in the Army as a medic. I'll let him introduce himself a little bit, and then we're going to get into his kit setup as a medic attached to an infantry unit. And so let's get going.
How's it going, guys? Ozark asked me to come out and do a little like platoon medic kind of kit consideration video for you guys. Spent 6 years in the airborne community, one deployment. Just thought I'd kind of give my 2 cents on some things I learned along the way and little tidbits of information that might be useful for somebody that's just getting into the Army, or just might be going to his first platoon or something like that. So most conventional units, you're probably going to be stuck rocking an IOTV or an MSV like that. That's fine. You can make it work. There are a lot of solutions to kind of bridge the gap between aftermarket equipment and issued equipment. So I have the Spiritus LV119. I just have the elastic 3-mag placard up front. I try to keep the top of my plate carrier slick in case I come across an EUD or need to put something else up there. I'll talk about the 163 later, but the ATACs are becoming more prevalent on the conventional side. I like running a dangler. It just makes it a lot easier for me to put a lot of my admin stuff down here. If you hook it onto the underside of your plate bag, it makes it kind of gives that the rocking of the dangler when you're moving around a little bit less. We're getting into the winter months. Hand warmer is definitely one of those pieces of kit that I wish I bought earlier in my career. The Spiritus one is great, might be a little expensive. You can definitely go to like a Shields or a Cabela's or something and probably find one for a little cheaper. Eberly stock makes a really good one too. Just something that you can kind of wear around your waist, and when you're sitting around joking and smoking, you can throw your hands in there. As far as how I have my cummerbund set up, what I like to do is have I have a Velcro cummerbund on one side, and then I have the tubes on the other side. And essentially what that allows me to do is the tubes make it easier and quieter to don and doff my plate carrier. And then the Velcro, you can kind of adjust your sizing on the fly. In the winter months when you're layering up, you kind of need to let out some of that slack to make your plate carrier fit right. And then I like having 2 pouches on the inside of my cummerbund so I can run a radio. I can stick, extra tourniquets, or I like having 2 mags on the inside of the right side, kind of plus up my front placard when I need to. The only issue with a lot of these inside the cummerbund radio pouches is for a lot of the conventional units that are getting issued fielding the 163s, it's kind of hard to make them fit with all the EUD adapters and everything. I know the Crye one is a little short and doesn't have as much rigidity. So running an actual pouch on the inside of the cummerbund, like a Molly pouch, might be a little better for you. As far as like comms considerations, I like the LV119 because they make it easy to stow a lot of your antennas and cables. You can route them in and out of the plate bag, and it looks a lot cleaner. And if you're in the airborne community, you've got to stow all your excess. As far as I like just having GP pouches on my left side. The one closest to my placard would typically be used for a lot of your March Class 8. This is just a smaller Crye one. You can size up if you need to, depending on what you want to carry on your kit. I would recommend having Class 8, like a lot of your March stuff on your kit. You don't want to be taking your aid bag off and treating out of your aid bag with Class 8. it wastes time, and then it takes space out of your aid bag for a lot of other stuff that you're going to need. A larger pouch, kind of a little more out of the way on the more rear side of my cummerbund for my nods. You know, you can put batteries in here. Like when you're putting your nods on, you're gonna you're probably gonna do like a short haul or an admin pause to do that, or you're gonna be seeing the sun going down. So if you're in a patrol base, you can just reach back and take your time and get them out. As far as I would recommend, all medics pretty much run a slick back on your plate carrier. You're going to be carrying an aid bag. Like that's the role that you're in. There's not really any way around it. I think one of the other big considerations is water. Like if you have like a slimmer camelback that you can molly to the back of your plate carrier, that'd be fine. It does kind of get a little cumbersome and annoying to wear an aid bag over your water bladder, but you got to have water on you and you got to have your aid bag. There's just no way around it. As far as if you're pretty much stuck wearing issued gear because of your chain of command, like I know the rifleman's kits have the 3 mag placard with the molly on the front that can secure the mags with the snap fasteners. One thing that can come in handy with that is if you just take like a horizontal GP pouch, or really any kind of GP pouch, you can molly it to the front. And then now you have even more real estate to put Class 8. And then, you can put your admin stuff wherever, put another GP pouch on the side. And then don't be afraid to put stuff on the right side. If you're running a handgun, probably not ideal, but most of the time, if you're doing airborne operations or anything out in the field, you probably won't have a handgun. I know I only had a handgun when I was deployed, so my kit setup was pretty similar to this. Same with belts. Like if you're doing a lot of operations where you're wearing a ruck, it doesn't really make sense to, at least for me. I have a short torso, so my ruck always sits right on my belt and kind of makes a lot of it inaccessible. And then it puts a lot of pressure on my hips, and over time that sucks. But some other things that you might want to carry too. I have these little medic quick reference guides. They flip open, and these are from Ready Warrior LLC. I believe that's Special Forces Medics on Instagram. These are used and abused. I've had these probably for like 5 years now. So there's probably new editions out, but this one's just a little quick reference guide. So I've got like my missed reports, a 9-line card, my March algorithm, rule of tens, Glasgow coma scale, drip rate calculations. I like to carry these because learn everything and try to remember it as much as possible, but you have to stay up to date with everything. It's near impossible to remember everything exactly the way you need to. And then when you're in a high stress scenario, it's easy to forget shit. This is a narcotics reference guide from the same company. This was great too. This had, a lot of your more controlled substances, dosages, and mechanism of action, side effects, contraindications, and then routes of administration. I thought this was really great. It was something that, if you have some downtime, you can sit and study, and a lot of this stuff you can kind of teach your guys classes out of too. And then as far as platoon and senior medics go, so I made this. This was a platoon tracker. So it had all the guys in my platoon, DOD IDs, allergies, dates of birth, their battle roster number, and then their blood type. Their blood type's really important, especially nowadays when, fresh whole blood is really becoming really prevalent. What I did, I just made an Excel tracker, printed it out to where it would fit in my shoulder pocket, and then printed it onto loom tape. So, as this gathers sunlight and activates at night, instead of using a white light or a red lens, this should be easy enough to see. And then on the back, I left the back blank. I have more patient information right here, but you can put a missed report on here if you had to, or if you get plussed up in your element by like engineers or whoever's tagging along with you, who isn't organic to your element, you can add in their information here so you have it. I did the same thing with 9-line cards. So like if you go onto Army Pubs and download the PDF for the 9-line card, you can actually go in and alter all the information and kind of pre-fill everything, and then do the same thing, print it onto loom tape. Just makes it easier, so you don't have to like flip over. Everything's right there. You just kind of fill in the blocks. So my first sergeant commander actually really liked that, and wanted me to make a bunch of them for all the leadership in my platoon or in my company. So squad leader and above all had loom tape 9-line cards. As far as headlamps go, I just have like the normal Petzl tan headlamp that you'll buy in like clothing sales. These were great. It's got 3 white light settings and then red, green, and blue. I wouldn't recommend having, as a medic, I wouldn't recommend having a headlamp that's just white and red. Blood's kind of hard to see under red lens. So your green and your blue are pretty important. And with that, like as far as wearing the headlamp, I know a lot of guys would wrap it around the front plate bag and have it right here. What I would do was on my ACH. I know most unit SOPs for helmets is to have, you've got your helmet band with your blood type and your battle roster and everything. And then most units will require you to have the eyewear retaining bands that you buy in the PX for goggles and stuff. So I would just store my headlamp through those loops and then wrap it around my helmet, and then kind of keep it offset. I would just kind of keep it offset from where my nods were. So, if I was in a situation where I could flip my nods up and then needed white light, I could just rotate it around the Rhino mount for my 14s. That worked really well for me. It was really easy to kind of do in the moment. But headlamps are really important. I usually carry 2 on me because these things eat AAA batteries like no tomorrow. But as far as that goes, I think we can. All right, now we'll go ahead and get into the aid bags and more stuff that you'll see probably at your units, and stuff that you can buy. Everything with an NSN you can buy. So if your company or platoon doesn't have CLS bags or skeds or town litter kits or anything like that, find the NSN for them and link in with your supply NCO, and you guys can go ahead and order that. And then your platoon will have its own equipment that you can use, and you don't have to sign out from the medic platoon or anything like that. But this is one of the aid bags that I got during my time. It's a Mystery Ranch Rats bag. Great bag. It comes with the Mystery Ranch nice frame, which I'm not using right now. But that's great if you're going to be doing, a longer movement or carrying your bag for a long time. Pretty simple process to take it on and off. But this bag with the frame is great. It's a pretty robust bag too. You can fit a lot of stuff in it. Like it's on this top pouch. It opens up and you can go ahead and put a lot of stuff up in here. I've got like my NARC kit. This is where I keep all my vitals equipment. So stethoscope, BP cuff, all my NARCs, pulse ox. I've got an otoscope and ophthalmoscope in here. This bag's more so set up for just like general emergency type stuff because I'm not in it anymore. And then on the front, you get 2 little elastic loops that you put tourniquets, and I've got my Leatherman shears in here. These 2 little quick access pockets. So like I've got a Crye kit, combat gauze, ace wraps, and gloves in this pocket. And then over here, I think I just have tourniquets in there, extra tourniquets. Storage down here on the bottom. So like I've got an CO2 detector, a BVM, my fresh whole blood kit, and I think that's about all I have in here. Oh, and a trauma blanket. I would say like the best feature about this bag is that it's really easy to open up. It's got 2 zippers right here on the front, so you can zip it down, and then it opens up all the way like this. And so it's really set up to kind of almost like a trauma panel. So if you have to, or if you can hang it by the carry handle on the back, and then you can work out of it like a trauma panel. So if you're in a truck, or your CCP is set up in a building or something like that. Again, I just have it for like basic emergency stuff. Blizzard survival blanket. I've got a wound suture kit, some airway and breathing stuff, SAM junctional tourniquet, and then all my stick kit stuff. So IVIO, some saline bags, all that kind of stuff. The other cool thing about the Mystery Ranch bag is if you don't like these pockets, everything's Velcro. So really you can take all this stuff out and then set it up exactly how you want it, whatever works for you. If you need, different equipment for this bag or what. These little side pockets Velcro on and off too. I just have some more IV stuff and just some random items that I might need. And another bag that might be pretty common in your unit is the London Bridge Scott bag. So what I love about this bag is the fact that it comes into it's a 2-piece bag. So you can come down here and Velcro off this top part, and now you have like an assault aid bag. So it's super small. You can fit everything that you need into it to treat multi-systems casualties and everything. And then kind of similar idea, it'll open all the way up, and then you get all of this space to work out of. It's a little different because it's got these loops to hold a lot of stuff. So, I would have like airway stuff, stick kits. You can fit BVM and IV bags and IOs in these pockets. It's got this zipper pocket right here, and then another pocket that zips open. So you can fit, like I would put all my vital stuff and my NARCs in here, since that's probably like one of the later things I'm going to get to in my March algorithm and everything. The only con with this bag that I would say is pockets for like your more robust items. Like you're not going to fit a Blizzard survival blanket in here efficiently. And then if you do want to get to like your drugs, you have to open the bag all the way up. So it just kind of becomes like a centerfold in the magazine. And the back panel of the bag is great because you can fit a lot of stuff in here. However, these pockets, they don't close. So whatever you fit in here needs to kind of have some weight to it. Otherwise, it's more than likely just going to fall out. This pocket can be stowed shut a little better, but it's just like an open top mesh pouch. I would have this set up in the Max Pro, just hanging as like a trauma panel, essentially. And then these right here, these pouches, these Velcro off, but so you can replace these with, like, if you wanted to take the Mystery Ranch pouches and put them in here, that might be a little better. Because these pouches aren't that great either. They Velcro open and shut. But once these are open, like, stuff can fall out of here really easily. So I probably had this fully stocked with the front panel for one operation, and I think we ended up walking like 12 miles. Walking 12 miles with this bag was super painful. Like, it's not a very sturdy bag to be walking with and support that much weight for that long. Like, your shoulders really start feeling it, your lower back starts to hurt. So I wouldn't recommend carrying this entire bag on an operation. Like, it's just a lot. This bottom panel does open up and it kind of balloons out, which is nice. But this is great if you want to stick it in a truck and have extra equipment to kind of plan for taking more casualties and all that stuff. The other bag that you might see as well is the Mystery Ranch Rouse bag. So this is like 2 Mystery Ranch rats bags. It comes with the frame, really nice, really comfortable. It's just massive. Like, this thing would definitely be like a truck or a house bag, depending on what we're doing. But it's kind of the same setup for the most part. You have a pocket on the top of the bag, a front pocket for whatever. This front pocket is pretty big. You can fit a lot of like admin stuff, TC3 cards, trauma blankets, whatever you need in here. Another admin pocket here on the top. And then this opens up a lot. Like, you get a lot of real estate to be able to put whatever you want. And then same with the rats bag. Like, all of this is Velcro. You can take it off, move stuff around. This would be great. I think this fits perfectly as like a house bag. So if you have, monitoring equipment that you're going to be keeping at your staging location or your OP, like, you can, where you have a more built up treatment facility, this would be perfect because you can put a lot more stuff into it. Now I'll kind of go over some like quick reference stuff that I think every medic should carry, especially on the conventional side, because you won't always have somebody with you that you can reference, like a provider, or sometimes maybe an 18 Delta or something like that. The first thing that I think every conventional medic, especially in light infantry, should carry is the Ranger Medic Handbook. This is the 2020 edition. I think the 2022 edition is out now, but this isn't the one that you get in the PX or clothing and sales. This one actually has a lot more. Where I bought this was JSOM online, JSOM online. That has a lot of studies and other material and references that you can purchase. These do run you about $75, $76. I bought them for myself and my junior medics. As an NCO, I think, if you're passionate about it and you care about what you're doing, like, spend some of your own money on your guys. Like, they'll really appreciate it. And, like, I mean, I know my guys carried this with them throughout their deployment. But I mean, it's got all your flow charts for just about everything: pain management, seizure, CBurn, and then one of the, like, if you don't know what to carry in your aid bag, or at least like the minimum of what you should be carrying, it has checklists of what like the Ranger standard is for carrying equipment in Class 8. So that was always a great starting point of, hey, I need X amount of tourniquets and Class 8 on my kit versus in my aid bag. How many bags of saline do I need? How many fresh whole blood kits do I need? All of that information you can find in here, because not all of your NCOs are going to know everything there is to know about medicine. Another thing too is, especially in the light world, you're going to be dealing with a lot of ortho injuries. This is an EMRA ortho guide. This is great because it goes over fracture basics, C-spine, thorax injuries, shoulder, arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, hand, pelvis, femur, knee and leg, ankle, foot, everything. I definitely saw way more ortho injuries than I did, trauma or combat trauma. So this thing was a vital reference for me out in the field, or, in the barracks, like post PT at work, whatever. And then the EMRA antibiotic guide, depending on what you're doing. I think antibiotics can be a little daunting, but this is great for like really understanding what antibiotics you have and what they're doing for your patient and what they're treating. And then as far as other references go, like prolongedfieldcare.com, they'll have all the updated TC3 guidelines. That's something you should be looking at all the time. If you have a mystic at your base, definitely go to the Medical Simulation Training Center. They'll be able to help you plan and execute training for your unit, help keep you updated with all of the changes year to year. And those guys, or those medics, are typically pretty experienced and really great teachers. I've never had a bad experience at a mystic. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers just about everything that you'll see as a conventional medic. Most of you guys will probably have the M9 aid bags. Like those are great bags. Probably just exactly what you need to carry everything. So if you don't know, hey guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to hit up Ozark Objective, and I'm sure I'll try to get back to you guys as quick as possible. So thanks for watching.